G'day everyone, it's another beautiful clear night, except for one problem. I need to go out. Yeah, so this is going to be extremely challenging and I don't even know if it's going to work. We'll see. Right now the Vela region is starting to disappear for the night, and I've only been able to shoot an RGB on the one panel so far, with all the building and technical stuff to do with the triplets. So I really want to be able to capture the HA, the O3 and the luminance data for it. But I'm only probably going to maybe a couple of hours of that too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm setting up Nina to hopefully, as soon as astronomical dusk hits, it will then start the process of the imaging. However, there are delays that I've got to put on the RASA 2 and RASA 3, purely for RASA 1 to be able to play solve, slew and all that sort of stuff. But they will still need to autofocus and everything like that. So that's where things start to get complicated, where I'm starting off the tracking and everything with RASA 1 to kick them out into slewing mode, tracking modes, sidereal tracking mode, and then RASA 2 and RASA 3 are going to begin their autofocusing, and then probably about a couple of, or maybe about 100 seconds after that, RASA 1 will begin its autofocus, and then RASA 2 and RASA 3 are going to go on a 300-second wait time for RASA 1 to then finish, start slewing, start the guiding process, and then begin imaging. Now, that's just the start. Once that target's gone for the night, I'm hoping that I'll be able to then slew to the next target, which is the next part of my project, and that is the Blue Horsehead Nebula. And now I've been really wanting to try and shoot the very best Blue Horsehead in such a long time. Finally, we're going to get around to doing it. Again, we're going to be shooting that because I can't change the filters over or anything like that. We're going to be shooting that in HA, O3 and luminance. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's about, providing it all works. I've never set up a multi-imaging session in Nina, and I don't know how to. I'm only duplicating the above imaging session for the second imaging session and hoping it all works. And that's going to go to astronomical dawn. Right, so providing that all works and we get to imaging, there's another factor, and that factor is battery power. There's a lot going on here. So, as you know, or as those that have been following me for a little while would know, that when I built the twins, I was having some battery issues, so I went out and bought myself a lithium battery. It's a 72 amp hour lithium battery pack. It's been doing really good during the winter periods. It holds charge. Actually, it barely moves. With 3, I don't know if I'm going to get through the night. I really just don't know. This could be a complete success or an absolute fail. Yeah, I guess this is one way we learn about our systems. I would love to put this on mains, but I can't at the moment. And I can't build an observatory. I can't do any of that stuff at the moment. One, because that costs money, and you may think that because I've built this system, I have money, which is complete opposite to that. Like, yeah, I'm a minimum wage earner. Let's just put it that way. I've just done incredibly well to pay for all this out of my own money, and I did originally take out a loan to get the twins up and going from the single RASA that I had. and that was only a small loan. So yeah, it's all that's going on, and plus my house. My house is finally getting started. So that's under maybe a Bortle 3 to 4 sky. I won't know that until I actually move out there. But it's taken me 12 months. Well, it's taken 12 months just for it to get to the framing stage. So the frame and all that's been all built. But now I've been told I'm going to wait up to another 2 months just for them to put the roof on. So I probably won't get into that house until January, February, March, I'm guessing. Which sucked a lot. But it's also, the cost of that house is also increasing as well. So I'm worried, I'm stressed, because there has already been a price increase on that house, and anything extra, I won't be able to afford to do. So yeah, I've got to wait for all that to go before I start to try and even think about building an observatory for my triplets, and then to stabilize the power. I wanted to get all this sorted because I love my astrophotography, and I love the RASes, and I love this triplet setup, and I want to make it work. So yeah, there is a lot going on at the moment, and yeah. Anyway, that was a bit deep. So let's hope that we can get some imaging done tonight, at least something. I won't be home until tomorrow, so yeah, I best go visit the girlfriend. Otherwise, she might get a bit upset. If only they understood. I'm sure you guys can relate. Anyway, because I tell you what, clear skies and moonless nights during a winter, entering into winter and all that, doesn't come along very often. Yeah, maybe we should just send her off to work. Anyway, alright guys, fingers crossed this works, and yeah, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Well, guys, right back today to see an absolutely dead flat battery, and nothing but errors and issues. I don't know what happened, what went wrong. So yeah, it was a beautiful night too, beautiful conditions. But luckily enough, clear skies, and I'm going to be home. So yeah, let's try this again, shall we? And this way, I am here. I'm able to see if what's going on with the system, what happened, and I'll keep the battery charged throughout the session as well, throughout the night. So I guess learning from all this is that yeah, the battery isn't sufficient enough for a whole session night, and it was only, I think it only got down to maybe somewhere around the 10-degree mark. So it didn't get down to, like maybe 3 degrees or 4 degrees that it can get down to sometimes during winter. yeah, so I'm going to have to look at a bigger battery or a dual battery setup, I guess. And sort of thinking about things too, trying to plan for the future as well, in the observatory style of setup. Yeah, I want that all based on 12 volt power, so I'm not drawing from mains or anything like that. And I want it to be solid as well. I have a solar panel charging up the batteries during the day, and then yeah, so I think another battery would be a good investment. Not the lithium battery, maybe a 175 amp hour lithium battery to go with the 72 amp hour lithium I've already got. So that definitely should give me enough power throughout a night. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm a bit defeated right now. Whew. I love the setup. It always puts a grin on my face, but yeah. Anyway, positive, clear skies. So let's give it another whirl and see what happens. Good morning, guys. Well, it's been a pretty good night imaging. We've captured a lot of data, The upgrading the Eagle 4 to the i7 board really made a big difference in the dithering. I'm really surprised with that. So dithering happens every frame now. It no longer conflicts. The cameras no longer, fight against each other, or the software, I should say, fight against each other in terms of the dithering. Because sometimes, one camera will be waiting for dither, and then the other one will go, I'm just going to take an exposure again. There's none of that anymore. So the processing power of the i7 has definitely helped in comparison to the Celeron. And the dithering is really quick. It just happens. Everything just happens a lot faster. So that in turn has increased the amount of data I capture in a night. With all three RASs running, I've captured 21 hours of data in the one night. That's I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, if I had all RGB cameras on there, that would be 21 hours in one night of imaging, and 42 hours worth of data in 2 nights of imaging. So that's pretty up there with a lot of data. And if I could afford to buy three RGB cameras, then I would actually give it a crack and see how that turns out. But no, we're imaging mono. So what we've done is we've imaged we imaged part of the Vela project that I've been doing, and I'm adding some HA03 and luminance data to the RGB image from panel 58. And then we've slewed across to the next project I want to start imaging, which is the blue horsehead nebula. And we did the same. So I left the same filters in, and we've got O3, HA, and luminance. So what I want to sort of see there is to see what sort of O3 and HA is in that region that I've picked up, or may have picked up, or may not have picked up. Just really curious, and yeah, see how the stacking goes, and see what we come up with. Also like to do a big shout out to everyone that joined my live stream the other night too. That was a lot of fun. I feel like the internet here has let me down a little bit, but yeah, we'll see what we can do in the future with a few more live streams of the imaging session and exactly what sort of goes on with the RASA triplets. It's a bit of an orchestra of imaging, flicking through the 3 instances, especially when it comes time to flip over to a second target. Yeah, so I will adjust my parameters a little bit in Nina, so that way they can have no problems with well, I can just let it go pretty much through a transition between one target to another target. But later on, I'll be shooting just one target throughout the whole night anyway. Yeah. Are there any changes I need to do to the system at the moment? Yeah, there are a few things I need to work on. The cable management to the front of my flat panels, I really need to look at running that down the side instead, tidying that up instead of coming across the front here like that, because it does tend to knock underneath a little bit as well. Yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, I've probably had one of the best nights of imaging with the triplets since I built it. There is still the issue of alignment between all 3 RASs. I believe there is a bit of flex still, well, flex in this bar. At the moment it's just a single bar, so you can imagine there will be a bit of weight on either end causing just that little bit of flex there. So either I need to purchase myself another bar to strengthen up. The other thing is I'm designing at the moment a tilt sort of adjuster. I know you can buy them, but I want to have a bit of a crack at designing my own and see how we go with that. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but getting the alignment is probably the next big step in getting everything all synced up and working really well. But apart from that, we've eliminated the dither issue, and that just happened to be eliminated when I upgraded the Eagle computer to the i7 board. All right, well, that is it for me for this imaging session. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment if you've got any questions. And if it's the first video you've seen, please check out some of my others. And if you like them, hit that subscribe. Alright guys, that's it for me and the triplets. So, until next time, peace guys, take it easy. See you.